Hello, my name is MaryD, and welcome to my YouTube channel, MaryD Plays. In this video, we're going to check out Yousician's new artist spotlight feature, featuring Jason Mraz. I'm not sure. Well, anyways, unfortunately, this spotlight is only available on either guitar or ukulele. And in this video, we're going to do guitar, and unless I get a ukulele anytime in the near future, I won't be doing the ukulele section. Okay, let's check it out. Now, I've already watched the introduction, but for this video, I'm going to go ahead and re-record it. I should warn you that Yousician keeps on crashing during these videos. At least it did on me. It crashed twice. On top of that, the course introduction, the video and the sound seems like it's out of sync. So there's your warning. But there's a good chance that while watching this, Yousician may crash, because it did it when I was watching it earlier.
Welcome to my spotlight. I'm Jason Mraz, and I want to show you guitar my way.
It's our God-forsaken right to be loved, loved, loved.
In this course, I will show you how to play some of my songs on the guitar.
I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. And I guess I was kind of flirting with myself and with people that I like.
I'll tell you some stories behind them, as well as give you some tips and tricks on how to master them.
Guitar is a marvel of an instrument because you can play the same chords in numerous locations.
I'll also share some insights about my musical journey. E minor and A minor back to back. I couldn't stop. I wanted to make up songs. I wanted to learn more chords. Ready? Grab your guitar and let's play.
Okay, now I was right. See, as you saw the introduction, the video and the sound was out of sync, but it improves a little bit as time goes. Let's see. Now, musical journey is when Yousician crashed last two times I watched this, so don't be surprised if it crashes.
I started to learn to play guitar when I was 17 years young. I was a senior in high school, and a friend of mine played guitar. And that was when I had my first real introduction to the instrument. I had held a guitar, and I had pantomimed with the guitar, but I hadn't had a friend yet show me some chord shapes and show me how fun and easy it could be. And once he showed me my first chord shape, which I think was an E minor and A minor back to back, I couldn't stop. I wanted to make up songs. I wanted to learn more chords. I wanted to find favorite songs and learn those. And by the time I was 18, only a few months into playing, it was all I wanted to do. It was distracting me from my college work and from my jobs. And so I had to become a musician because I was so interested in this magical thing called music. So I think I got my first ukulele around 2007. Sounds about right, maybe 2008. Because I walked into a music shop and my friend Gregory said, "Hey, you ever tried a baritone ukulele?" I was like, "What's that?" And he handed it to me. He said, "Here, play it. Just play it like a guitar. Play a D." So I played the D chord. And on the baritone ukulele, it's tuned just like a guitar. It's the 4 high strings. And that introduced me to that size and scale of an instrument. So I learned, I guess, ukulele shapes on a baritone, and then it probably would be another year, 2, or even 3 before I was introduced to a soprano and tenor ukulele, where basically if I'm thinking of it as a guitar, it's with a capo on 5. So I play ukulele like a guitar player still. But yeah, probably less than 10 years been playing ukulele. I started playing guitar on electric guitar, and that's because that's what was available to me. I was gifted an electric guitar, so it was fine. It worked for me because it was 6 strings, and I could tune it and learn some chords. And it would be probably a year later that another friend was getting rid of an acoustic guitar, and I said, I'll take that. And the thing I liked about acoustic is I didn't need electricity. It was a lot lighter weight. I could take it to the park. I liked how it resonated. Yeah, so I don't think it matters. I think it's fun now that I'm older. I love all kinds of guitars and all kinds of instruments, because each one is going to come with its own personality, and I'm going to connect to it in a different way, and I'm probably going to write a different song. I always think that an instrument already has songs in it that are waiting for me to discover. On my musical journey, the obstacles were always something that I was creating. The first being my fingers hurt. Well, I know I can get past this. And my second obstacle was doubt or fear that I wasn't any good. And I thought, well, that's fine, but if I keep playing, one day I'll be pretty good. It was that shift. It was that belief in myself. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself till I'm 40, and we'll see how this goes. And if nothing happens by 40, I'll pick a different hobby. But at least by the time I'm 40, I'll be really good at the guitar. So I used that as a way to get over the obstacle of doubt. As a performer, I grew up in a small town, and we didn't have that many venues, certainly for singer-songwriter acoustic music. Everything was bars and loud and rock and roll, and that wasn't me. And I also felt like I knew everybody in the audience. It was my hometown. It was my friends. It was cousins. It was people you went to school with. And to me, that was an obstacle, because I felt that they knew me as who I was then. They knew me as the kid who went to school and was in chorus and did show choir and plays and stuff. But I wanted to be taken seriously as a musician who created original content. And I was so new at it that I didn't have the experience to convince them. And for me, it was important just to keep going and knowing that what I knew about myself was going to change their minds one day. So all of my obstacles were really in my own head. There was no proof that the audience had doubt about me. It was just that I was familiar with the audience, and I wanted to be in front of new audiences. I wanted to be in front of audiences all over the world.
I'm amazed it didn't crash. Okay, next video, inspirations.
I think if you really love a song, you owe it to the song and to yourself to stick with it, to learn it and be familiar with it enough that you can put the chart away and you can perform it not just for your friends and family, but for yourself, for the joy of bringing this song to life out of your voice and out of your instrument. If there are parts of a song that I found were challenging, whether it's the melody or trying to reach a certain chord, or it's existing in a bar chord that I hadn't learned yet, and I'm I'm thinking of the past, but I just decided that I would make the song my own. It's like, yes, I'm covering the song and I want to tribute it the best I can, but I can't copy it. That's just not who I am as a musician yet. I can't make it sound exactly like the original. So what I'm going to do is try to connect with it emotionally and find my own workaround, find my own cheat, find my own key perhaps, find my own position to simplify the song so that I can spend more time connecting with my audience or connecting with the lyric of the song. That was always more important to me than trying to convince someone that I, am a master at an instrument, because I'm not. And I don't know that I'll ever be, but I can certainly fake it by connecting with the emotion of a song. The first song I learned on the guitar was Typical Situation by Dave Matthews Band. And it really only required maybe pressing down on 2 strings, and the rest was a picking pattern. So quite easily, like almost instantly, I could sing the song. I could perform the song. And that was such a cool feeling. It was almost like I got to know the magician's secret on how he does the trick. And I just would play that song, and then I realized it was just E minor and C, and hey, I know that chord down here and here, so now I'm playing it, but playing it in a different way, so it kind of sounds like my own version. And that was it. I was off and running with 2 chords, and I wrote my first song maybe a couple of days later. I had gone to a costume shop and purchased a wig for a talent show we were doing at school. And so the song was about, I bought a big wig for my head. I took some money from the bank to put some gasoline in my tank so I could buy a big wig for my head. I just thought it was the greatest thing ever. So yeah, my first song I ever wrote for myself was called Big Wig. And look at that, now I'm a big wig. And I've opened for Dave Matthews a bunch. Thanks, Dave. I don't think I ever told him that Typical Situation was the first song I've...
Oh, okay. Did it crash? Oh, wait a minute. Oops. Back. If memory serves me right, I think it did that prior.
Before every live show, I always do warm-ups, a vocal warm-up that's accompanied on guitar. So at the same time, I'm playing scales. That warms up my fingers, and it warms up my voice from my lowest to my highest range and back down. I think it's mandatory, so when I hit the stage, I have accents to all the vowels and consonants and the speed of the cadences of the lyrics. On my best days, I'll do a little yoga, because that also warms up my body and gives me access to my full lung capacity. And on those days, I feel so grounded, and also I have the ability to just sing the longest notes, and I always try to even impress myself. Yeah, my favorite pre-show ritual is a 26-minute nap. I don't know what it is about that, but it just nice reset. It was recommended by another crew guy, and actually E.T., who's been working with us today. 26-minute nap, and he's right. I think any longer than 26, you go too deep, and you're a little groggy. You don't want to wake up. But 26, you tap right into that I'm asleep, get a little reset, and then wake back up, good to go. And maybe I end up doing my shows in a bit of a dream state when I do that 26-minute nap. I think I've always considered myself a performer first. As a kid, I loved singing and performing, and I became a songwriter and a player to give me more access to performing, because I knew I could perform at a party. I could perform in the park, on the sidewalk, if I just had musical accompaniment. So as a performer, being introduced to the guitar gave me immediate access. And even alone in my apartment, I could connect. And music has always been the reward. And so if I'm writing a song and I'm alone, there's this amazing discovery or this amazing gift you're given, which is the gift of time and the gift of song and melody and the gift of all of your life experiences coming together to help you create this song, whether it be all the chords you've learned so far or the books you've read, the experiences you've had. They're all coming together in this moment as you write this song, and now this thing is yours, and you can recite it and do it over and over again for other people. And then as if you're a performing songwriter, you've just gifted yourself more time on stage, and you've gifted something to the audience. You've gifted a musical journey, or it's part of your set, which is a longer musical journey. So for me, performing alone, writing a song or rehearsing a song to reimagine an old song, let's say, that to me is still the most important part. I can't give up playing alone and still expect to go play in front of 50,000 people. I have to practice. I still have to have a relationship with my instrument. I still have to have a relationship with my voice and still have a connection to whatever bank is in the cloud or whatever divinity is in the cloud that I can pull these songs and lyrics from. Then after I have my little apartment session or solo studio session, bedroom session, let's say, and I land on something that I really love, then I'll share it with friends, neighbors. Sometimes it's a living room. Sometimes I'll make a little recording on my phone and I'll send it to someone who I love and trust that I want their feedback, or my parents. They always give me honest feedback. Here in San Diego, we still have coffee shops that you can go and play your songs at. And even though I graduated to large venues all over the world, it's still important for me to show up at a coffee shop and play the songs, because if I can't do it in front of a room full of 12 or 20 people, then how the heck am I going to do it for 20,000 people? So it's important that I still gradually build a song from the personal to the intimate to the larger format. And if a song can exist, a great song can exist in any of those spaces. But for me, in order for it to really live and thrive in a big venue, it has to be great by itself, and it has to work in front of a small group.
And that's it. And I'm amazed it didn't crash. Okay, going on to one of the songs.
And a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Well, you done me in your bed, I felt it. Tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks, and now I'm trying to get back. Before that cool done run out, I'll be giving it my best. There's nothing gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some more, learn some. Well, I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours, yeah. Yeah, hey, yeah. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and man, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love,
love, love, love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family. It's our God-forsaken right to be loved, love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. You do 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 you do 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 do. Do you want to come on in? Scooch on over closer, dear. Come here. Room de ba ba bo ba bo. Oh, 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 oh. I've been spending way too long checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backward just to try to see it clearer. But my breath fogged up the glass, so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I've been saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanity and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue. I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind. See like me. Open up your plans and man, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find that the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate things, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Da 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 da. Bazaba da 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 dip to dip da 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 da. Of the many millions of times I've played this, I've tried to make the ending different, a little different each time. So but I could even do a fade out. We could do a fade out.
The story behind I'm Yours, I love to make up songs. That's my favorite thing. More than reciting songs and playing shows, I love the magic of improvising a song into existence. And that's what I think of songwriting. I think of it as improvisation to bring forth words, ideas, jokes, emotions, any kind of story, or even just sounds and syllables over top of musical instrumentation. So that being my favorite thing, I'm always asking what's going to be the next song that I write? What can I sing about? What's available to me? And in this asking, I'm basically asking, let's call it the universe, to give me some kind of information or inspiration to sing about. It's probably the same place that our dreams are derived, or where good ideas come from. We just seem to pluck them out of thin air, right? So I'm in my room and I'm thinking about this. What can I possibly write about? And at the same time, I'm playing some muted guitar chords, right? Just some basic chords on a loop. And I love the feel of it. I love the sound of it. I was actually on an electric guitar at the time. And I started asking, what could I write about? Make me an instrument. I'm yours. Basically communicating or communing with the universe. And through this improvisation and through this asking, these words started to come out of my mouth. Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. And I guess I was kind of flirting with myself and with people that I liked. That was kind of showing up for me. When I say flirting with myself, I'm flirting with sound. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. That is a reflection of I have fallen a little bit out of sync with creativity, and I want to get back into it. Fast forward to the chorus, which happened almost all of this took place within about a 40-minute time period. I get to the chorus, I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. And I'm basically saying, I'm yours. I am available to the universe to be an instrument for sound and words. So a lot of people think I'm yours is a love song that I wrote for somebody special. I really wrote it for myself, for the joy of creating music. I wrote it, I would call it instead a love song to the universe or to God or whatever your higher power might be. To an audience even. The audience gives you a space to sing to that infinite and to that love. That's what an audience can provide. So I'm sitting in my room and I'm basically asking for help. Help me write a song. And I'm Yours was the song that came out of that experience. This also is possible because I do this a lot. I practice a lot. And at this point, I wrote this song in 2004, so I'd probably been writing songs for at least 10 years. I call it my 10-year overnight success because I had been working very, very hard, making up songs weekly, if not daily, that reflected my energy, my attitude, my relationships. And I just got lucky that I did it on this particular day and felt called to write it down and make a little recording of it. And it wouldn't come out for another 4 or 5 years. You know, when I first wrote it, I thought, this is cute. I thought, oh, maybe it's a kid's song. Maybe it's something I'll save for a special occasion. And about a year later, I started performing it live in my show, and people really responded to it. So I put it on my MySpace page. That was an old social media platform that allowed us to upload our own songs. It was cutting edge. And so I uploaded my little demo of I'm Yours, and it took off. It got played on the radio in Hawaii. It became very popular in Sweden. Different places in the world really reacted to it, and that was an indicator that I should probably record this song and put it on an album, give it a proper birthday. And it's only continued to grow and reach the farthest corners of the planet ever since. I had been performing for quite a few years, touring nationally, even touring parts of Europe and Asia and Australia with my first and my second album. So I was already starting to get out there, and it was during my second album tour that I'm Yours started to pick up some popularity. And it was after that tour that I'd go into the studio and record it. So I knew that audiences were hungry for it. And when we recorded it and it came out, it went from, I guess our touring cycle went from just a few countries to all the countries. And I don't know why that is, but something about that song just resonated with all walks of life. So our tour route just became a lot longer because it takes a long time to get all the way around the world. Very exciting time. because we had been putting in the work. We knew how to live life on the road, but now the venues were getting bigger. There was a lot more excitement around our show, and specifically around the song I'm Yours. I think if it had happened very early in my career, if it had been my first big hit, I would have not been prepared for it. It would have been quite an overload. But because I'd had some practice with The Remedy and You and I Both and other albums and years of touring, we were ready for it. So it was blessed to have such a response. And it also opened many doors as a songwriter. Other artists started knocking on my door and asking if I'd come and write with them, or would I lend my voice to their tune. People wanted to come here to the studio to find out if we had any magic or secret formula that could help them out. I remember shortly after I'm Yours came out, Jimmy Cliff called and wanted to come over. So we had Jimmy Cliff here for a day. I mean, that's huge. He's a reggae icon, or just songwriting icon in general. So we had a lot of cool surprises, and it really hasn't stopped. The success of I'm Yours continues to create invitations for collaboration and invitations for world travel. It's very, very exciting. I may have played I'm Yours 10,000 times, maybe more, because the song itself is now well over a decade old, and I've played it hundreds of times a year. So through my many years of playing I'm Yours, I've required some shifting in chord voicings, some shifting even in the lyrics, sometimes a shift in the key, just because it's more comfortable to sing in other keys. When I originally recorded I'm Yours, there were 2 tracks for the guitar. There was one for the muted guitar, and there was another for the guitar riff. And it was always very challenging for me to do both until I figured out that I could do it in a different key. I could also do it in different tunings. Sorry, not a different key, but I could do it in a different position using the capo. Now I'm in. So I can incorporate which I think added to the performance, because people are used to hearing that guitar riff on top of the song. And the more and more I played it, I felt responsible for delivering a performance that was special, because the song had become very special, without diminishing the song or changing it too much. One of my favorite performances came from a collaboration in Korea with a young man named Sung Ha Jung, who uses an alternate tuning to be able to play the rhythm and the melody of the song at the same time. And I met him on YouTube first as a fan, and then when I was touring Korea, we got to sit together, and he got to teach me and show me these voicings, which was incredible because he was teaching me my own song. And I played it that way for years because it was so exciting. And then after so many years of mixing it up, it also felt good to go back to the original way of playing it, which was just muted and quite simple, and not worry so much about what the guitar's doing, but go back to the lyric and go back to the heart of it, because that's really where it all began.
Okay, and this is the part where I turn up my guitar. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted to do. Learn the melody. Okay, this is different. Oh.
Well done. You can continue to the next exercise.
By the looks of it, I already learned this song at some point. But I'm going to play it for this video.
Now I'm trying to get back. For the cool done run, I'll be giving it my bestest, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of all the people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved, 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 loved. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do you want to come? Scooch up closer, dear, and I will nibble your ear. Listen to my boom I've been spending way too long checking my tongue in the mirror. I'm bending over backward just to try to see it clearer, but my red fogged up the glass. So I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'm saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's one way
almost perfect. Next time, you'll nail it.
Now, I've already mastered this song before, but that's why it's Gold Star. Prior to this course. And looks like time's up. But there seems to be more to this lesson, which I'll do another day.